I reduced my caffeine consumption from 3 cups of coffee down to 1 cup of coffee within a week and a half. And I've figured out that there are only really two traditional ways for you to quit. And then there's a third way that I've invented, which I'll get into later. But the traditional way is the first way for you to quit is to go cold turkey. This is by far the fastest way for you to quit. So if you are the type of person where I need to quit right now, I'm tired, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to quit, this is for you. But you keep in mind the downsides to quitting cold turkey is that you will have these insane withdrawals that will make you question your existence. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm talking about having headaches so bad that it feels like someone's drilling a screw through the back of your head. Feeling so fatigued and tired that you will go sleep for 10 hours, 12 hours, and you'll wake up feeling like you haven't slept in days. I'm talking about like you have this insane brain fog where you try concentrating on some work task or try doing your homework or whatever, and you just cannot focus. Your mind just does not want to work. That is the downsides of cold turkey, which is why I don't recommend it unless you have nothing planned out for a couple of days. Like for 4 to 5 days straight, you're not working, you're not going to school, you're not going out or doing anything, you have no responsibilities for the next 4 or 5 days, and you just stay home and deal with your caffeine withdrawals. That is my only suggestion. That is my only recommendation for going cold turkey. And I found myself personally, I've only ever been successful quitting cold turkey when I've been sick. Because like when I'm sick, I don't want to do anything other than lay in bed anyways. And so it will make sense for me to combine that with quitting caffeine. Other than that, I've never been successful at cold turkey. The other way that you can do is to taper it slowly, and it gets rid of the withdrawals, the problem with going cold turkey. But the problem with tapering is that you are moving so slowly that it makes you feel like you're not making any progress. And on top of that, you will constantly be craving caffeine even more because you are still continuously consuming caffeine. Your brain doesn't actually understand that you are trying to quit. So it's just going to keep giving you these signals that you need to have some more caffeine because you're not getting the usual amount of caffeine that you normally get. And so unless you have the proper discipline to be able to control yourself while you're tapering off, this won't work either. And an example taper would be like if you starting off at 2 cups of coffee in week one, you might have your 2 cups in week one. By week two, you might limit that to 1.5 cup. By week three, that might be 1 cup. By week four is a half a cup. By week five is when you switch over to something less caffeinated rather than getting rid of caffeine altogether. So you might switch over to black tea, like a cup of black tea. Week six, you switch over to half a cup of black tea. Week seven, you switch over to green tea, which is even less than black tea. Week eight, you switch over to half a cup of green tea. And by week nine, by 2 months, you'll have completely removed your caffeine consumption, which for some people that would work because there's like no withdrawals. Me personally, that didn't work that well for me either because I feel like I'm moving too slowly and I just want to keep consuming more caffeine, and my discipline needs to be on point, unless otherwise I wouldn't be able to do so. Like just going 8 weeks straight reducing my caffeine consumption. So I've created this hybrid system where you are combining the best of both worlds. You also get the side effects of both, but not as extreme, right? So this aggressive taper, you are basically aggressively tapering. For example, what I did was I started off at 3 cups of coffee. After about 3 days, 4 days, I've gone down to 2 cups. After another few days, I've gone down to 1 cup. And now tomorrow will be my first day where I'm completely off of caffeine. And it's only been a week. I've had withdrawals, but they weren't so severe that I am basically handicapped the entire day. I'm able to get my tasks done. And if it gets too bad where I can't function properly, I'll just take like a Tylenol or a painkiller or something, and it helps. But I'm also not moving so slowly where my discipline needs to be on top of my game. My willpower needs to be top tier, because I can be disciplined, but if I have to be disciplined for 2 months straight, that's when it starts getting tricky. So if I only need to be disciplined for a week to control my caffeine consumption, that makes it so much very easier to manage. I'm able to taper off faster, and I'm not able to get off of caffeine as fast as I would if I'm going cold turkey, but it's still pretty fast. Like a week and a half by 2 weeks I'd be completely caffeine free. 2 weeks is a lot better than 2 months. And so if you want to go and join me on this journey, if you're trying to quit caffeine too, click the first link in the description. You get access to my community where I am helping everyone quit their caffeine consumption, improving their productivity, improving their health, and we will quit together. And I will see you soon.